Hello guys, welcome to our Azure Learning YouTube channel. In this video, we're gonna see how we can deploy Docker container in an Azure web app. Okay, so that's what literally today we're gonna see. Practical deployment today we're gonna do. Okay, so to do this, first we'll create the resource group. So yeah, so I'm just giving it like my RG. This is going to be my resource group name, and which obviously which is going to present on east to west. Okay. Okay, so this RG got created. Now we can set up the app service plan. Okay, so app service plan, you wanted to know about this means I'll attach one video in our video description. So that itself you can get it. Okay, so here I'm just going to give the app service plan. I'm just giving it like ASP. And here we are going to define the container. So generally Linux operating system is the suggestible one to go with the container so that we can leave it with Linux. Just go to tags and yeah. So now we can review and create it. So that validation is going on. So this is the hardware which I took for this, but generally this hardware is not need for this purpose because we are just going to um, set up the demo, right? So we are just set up this web app for demo purpose, right? So that this 4 GB 1 core CPU is fine. Yeah. So and also you don't worry about it. You can scale up. You can scale up your hardware if you need more hardware for your future requirement means you can change it. No issue. It's updatable only like how we are updating the VM hardware capacity. Same like here also we can do. Yeah, so that ASB got created. So now it's a time to configure the app service. So let's go to the app service. So now I'm taking the web app. Okay, so here we can took the resource group and we can give the application name. So I'm just giving it like my app one. This is my app. Um, okay, so this is my application endpoint, and currently I have my source code in the container, so that I'm just choosing this. And also I don't have any Docker Hub container or ACR container, so that we can use the default container image which Azure providing. And post creation I'll show you how we can go inside of the app, go inside of the web app, and then how we can check the service. Those all I'll tell you. Hmm? So container, it going to use, obviously it going to use Linux, and then this is going to use Canada Central. And pricing plan, okay, so we took on hardware capacity in ASB, right? That capacity come over, and now we need to define the container. Okay, so by default they are suggesting the Nginx. So if you are not comfortable with Nginx, you can go with ACR. ACR means you should have an Azure registry, so you can integrate image directly from there. And this is, here you need to give the Docker Hub URL. This is the Docker Hub registry URL. So if you have your image, if you had your image in a private repository, you need to go with this option. In addition to that, here you need to define your Docker login credential. You need to paste here. Then only it can pull container data from the Docker Hub. So, but now I'm not going to pick any options here because I don't have a Docker Hub. So now we can go with quick start. Okay, in this quick start, they are giving a default Nginx image. Okay, so this I'm taking, and go to the network. It can be public access. I'm not going to enable any network injections. Okay, so monitoring and security. Hmm. So application insights, it's just a static content, so that applications insight is not required for this purpose. And if you wanted to enable Microsoft Defender means you can enable it, but we are just going to do a static thing so that we can skip those. Yeah. So validation is done. So now we can initialize the creation. Okay. So now this web app is under the creation. Generally, this web app would place one VM. So in that one instance, it would deploy the application. Okay. So if you wanted to tackle no more number of requests, that application should process more number of data, like that should handle more things. If you need like that, you can increase the instance count. Literally, you can do the horizontal scaling here. Okay, it's loading. Generally, this one would load like this, and then here you can find the deployment logs, and then the virtual machine IPs endpoint. You can find it here, and here you can find the instance count. But it's loading, and then which operating system we took, and then the name, and then SKU size. All things we can get it here, and then the domain, that also we can get it here, and the deployment slots. Okay, so this one would load. We'll wait. It's loading. Yeah, now it comes. See, this is the URL. So that I'm just taking. Just go and hit here. See, welcome to Nginx site got configured. Okay, so if you couldn't find the site, in sometimes what will happen is Nginx site, sorry, Nginx service would be in a stopped state. Okay, so if you're getting any issues like that, you can go to the shell interface, SSH interface. There itself you can do it. Okay, so if you are not comfortable with the SSH interface, you wanted to do with the PowerShell interface, means yes, obviously here we have that option. Just go to the advanced tool. There itself you can do it. Okay, and also why it took this much time? See, I have configured this in Canada Central because I had subscription there. So that's why I created under Canada Central. If you had a subscription in India or your native location, you didn't face any latency like this. And in sometimes it would throw the latency. So if you wanted to avoid latency, means you can go with the CDN concept, which means edge computing you can enable. Yeah. So now we are in the web page portal. So here we can go with system CTL status. See, if I'm going to initiate the system CTL command, this won't work under here. Okay, so the system CTL would work on virtual machines area. Okay, so under the web app, we should use service module. Service Nginx status. See, that's in running. So if you wanted to restart it, you can initiate the command. Not only in the shell command, you can also go to this advanced tool. Here itself, you can check it. Hmm. So the deployment logs. So this is the site root directory source. So here you can find the Microsoft default web page, which means here, this one you can find here. Okay, but what we did just before, we have deployed our application. Okay, see in this location they have configured git URL files. See those details, if you need, means you can get it here. And I'll show you with the bash also same, like, so here how you execute it, like same thing you can execute here is here also. Um, initially here, um, they would provide one option to go with the PowerShell interface, but I think they updated the console. Yes, yeah, I think they updated the console, so that option we couldn't find. Okay, so the logs and all you wanted to download as zip, you can go with this. And app settings, you wanted to know some app settings means that also you can find it here. Okay, site uptime, site folder, temp. Okay, so here we can find log files and site. The same site which we find in here, those things we can uh, see here as well. Okay, so temp folder, app setting deployments, all things. Okay, so here we couldn't find any deployments because we directly integrated the container image. Yeah, so this is the way, guys, to deploy the application. And also you can go and open the diagnostics and diagnose and then solve problems. Here you would get some risks because here we just configured the sample application so that here it would throw the um, common risks like high availability risk it would throw. Okay, it would take some time to reflect the risks here. um, hmm. Currently not utilizing health check feature. Your site is running on 3 workers, so you should leverage the features to avoid the downtime. So here we can find the solution as well. And also you wanted to do global routing, so you wanted to do routing across the region, you can enable this traffic manager. So like it would throw all the risks, everything here you can sort out it. And yeah, so that's it, guys. And also you can integrate with the API as well. That API integrations and all we'll see in the next video. Okay, thank you everyone, I'll see you in the next part.